This is a very painful story, and I feel bad for the children. See, as a woman, the best gift you can give your children is a good father, and vice versa. But for this story, we're going to focus on the man, Peter Mogure. So, for 13 years, this man, Peter Mogure, dated this lady named Joyce, and together within that 13 years, they had two children, Shanice and Peter Jr. By 2019, they were no longer together, but they stayed connected through the children. Peter was a soldier living at Laikipia Air Base in Nanyuki, Laikipia County, Kenya, while Joyce lived in Nairobi with the children, as well as her own immediate family. It's unclear the nature of their relationship, whether or not it was violent or toxic, but they appear to be a simple family. However, after the separation, things started getting tougher between Joyce and Peter, and it became worse one day when Peter suddenly began questioning the paternity of his children, doubting the fact that he is their father, pretty much accusing Joyce of sleeping with other men, getting pregnant, and pinning the children on him. And this provoked Joyce. This made her so angry that she quickly ran to the court and began demanding child support. Joyce took Peter to court because of that accusation, and for the court to grant her request for Peter to be paying the child maintenance fees every month, they had to do a DNA testing. And the DNA testing came back and proved that the two children were his. The court then ordered Peter to start paying 25,000 Kenyan shillings to Joyce from then onwards every month, and he should not default on those payments. But here is the thing, we don't know what went wrong here, we don't know what changed, we don't even know what happened. In October of 2019, after Peter sent Joyce money, he began flirting with her all over again, talking on the phone, even going as far as inviting her over to come to the Air Force base with the children to spend the weekend with him. And obviously Joyce fell for it because this is her ex, this is the father of her children. They were both romantic for 13 years. It will be easy for her to go back to this man. It wasn't a thing of question. The moment he asked to see her again as well as the kids, why not? Little did she know that she was about to embark on a journey of no return. But here is the red flag. I knew there was going to be a red flag. This thing just can't happen. Nobody just goes from 0 to 100 without passing through 1, 2, 3, or 10 at least. So when Joyce told her mother about Peter inviting them over to Laikipia County, the mother said, "No, don't go. Don't go at all. That's odd." And Joyce is like, "Mom, why shouldn't I go? He's the father of the kids. I mean, he wants to see his kids. Duh. Besides, we used to date." And she was just basically trying to explain to her mom a good reason why she should go. And the mother reminded her of something that Peter did while they were waiting for the DNA testing. It turned out that Peter attempted to poison the children while the DNA test result was waiting to be released. The children had eaten something that made them fall sick, and it was later revealed that they had been poisoned. Luckily for them, they survived it, only for it to turn out that whatever they ate, it was their father Peter that gave it to them. And that was when the mother of Joyce knew that Peter was trying to kill the children. And when the mother presented this to Joyce as a reason not to go and see the man with the children, apparently it fell on deaf ears because Joyce still went ahead. She still forged ahead. I guess her excuse would have been he tried to do it because he didn't think they were his children. But now that the DNA result has proved they are his children and he has been sending the money, I'm certain now his mind has changed. That would most likely be Joyce's reason to counter the mom's statement, the mom's excuse as to why they shouldn't go and see Peter. On the 25th of October 2019, Joyce arrived at Laikipia and immediately was welcomed by Peter. It's as if they stayed at a hotel before returning to his place at the Air Force base. The next day, on the 26th, when they got to Peter's apartment at the air base, it felt like home once again. At some point, Joyce went to the bathroom to have a bath, and by the time she came out, she did not see Peter, nor did she see her two children. And she called Peter on the phone asking, "What's up, where are you?" Peter tells her that, "Oh, I've gone out with the kids, or I'm showing them around the airbase. I'm just taking them to show my friends, my colleagues, all our fellow, military people per se." It sounded like a good thing, and Joyce was like, "Okay, all right, fine." Until evening when Peter returned, but did not return with the children. And that was when Joyce was like, "Where are the kids?" At first, it seemed as though Peter told her that somebody had gone with the kids, that they are with his colleagues. But at this point, Joyce was starting to see something was off. Joyce was starting to, the words of her mother began to play in her ears. The scenario that the mom gave her as a reason not to go started singing all over again. But before she could react, she saw total darkness. She has been struck with a blunt object. The only way we get to know that Peter told her that he had gone out with the kids to show them around the Air Force base and somebody else was playing with the kids was because Joyce was also telling a friend in real time right before she saw total darkness and never came out of it because she died from then onwards. That said friend that was speaking with Joyce soon began calling because she also needed to get the update. What's the update now? Where are the kids back? But Joyce wasn't taking the call. And so the friend called Peter and was like, "What's up? I'm trying to get to your ex-wife, Joyce. She's not taking her calls." And Peter was like, "I sent them to the park. They are on their way back to Nairobi." When Peter finished killing Joyce, he called a man named Collins Pamba. Collins was somebody that Peter had previously reached out to, promising to give him a job. Peter was some sort of a handyman and somebody who had aspirations to be in the military. So when he got the call from Peter, he was excited that it's a domestic job, clean somewhere, carry shovel, do this, carry this couch. He showed up, and the next thing Peter does was to take him to a room next to his apartment, room A4. Peter stays in room A3. So the next apartment building was where he took Collins to. And when Collins got there, it was empty. Nobody occupied it. So it was a free apartment. However, he saw 2 plastic bags, and inside those 2 plastic bags were the bodies of his children. The 2 children Joyce had come with. Peter had killed them and had put them in the body bag. He then told Collins that this is the job I have for you. You're going to help me bury these bodies and I'll help you get a job in this Air Force base. And Collins participated. They took the bodies into the car and then he eventually went to his house where they got Joyce's body as well and took it for burial. They went to a place. When Collins even got to that land where they were supposed to bury the body as directed by Peter, Collins realized that a grave had been already dug, which clearly indicates that Peter had pre-planned the killing of his wife and children long before they arrived. Meanwhile, Joyce's mother has been trying to get to Joyce, but unfortunately to no avail. And they kept calling Peter, "What's up? They have not arrived. You say you escorted them to the park. She's not taking her calls. They've not showed up. What is happening?" And Peter maintained his story that all he knows is that he escorted them to the park. The family of Joyce quickly reported to the police. The police got involved, and the investigation began as to the disappearance of Joyce and the 2 children. And they started with tracing a mobile phone to a transport company vehicle. And when they saw the phone there, they were surprised as to how the phone got there. The driver of that vehicle informed them that they've not driven that car in a very long time, and he doesn't know how the mobile phone got there. And it became clear that somebody had come to drop it there to indicate or validate the narrative that the Joyce and the kids had actually used the public transport to go home. However, it still doesn't answer their question. Even if Joyce used that public transport vehicle, why is her phone there? And where is she and the kids? At this point, the police were running out of options. They were trying to trace the steps of Joyce and the kids, but it kept leading them back to Peter, who is insisting that he put them in a public transport heading for Nairobi. And of course, finding her mobile phone in the public transport bus kind of helped his narrative, but still leads them nowhere. Everything would change though when a man by the name of Maina Mwangi saw on the news that Joyce and her kids were missing. When this man saw the picture, the poster of the missing person, a woman and the children, it clicked on him and he instantly knew who had done it. He went straight to the police station and told them that, "See, I don't know this woman, I don't know her kids, but I've seen their pictures before. A man brought these pictures to me and told me to kill them, but I refused." When the police asked Mwangi who had given him the job to kill this woman and her children, he mentioned that it was a man named Peter, a military man. And this was all the police needed to tie Peter by the neck. Peter was invited once again, and again he continued denying having any involvement in the disappearance of his wife and children. Unfortunately for him, he did not know that the police have gotten a very important detail, and this gave them the privilege to investigate Peter even deeper. His mobile phone was taken from him, and they started searching his call log. On the day the wife and kids got to his place to the day they went missing, they noticed that Peter had made a specific call to a specific number multiple times. Days leading up until that day, they even noticed that he sent this person money a day after the wife and kids would have gone missing. And that was how the police were able to track down Collins Pamba. Collins was arrested, and when he was questioned, he did not even waste time. He was quick to throw Peter under the bus, under the flyover, name it, under the soakaway. Collins Pamba was like, bro, yes, I know about this woman and the kids, but I did not kill them. Peter was who called me to come and dispose of their body, and that is all I did. He even took the officers to where the kids and the woman were buried. And that is how it blew up in the face of Peter. Even when they told Peter that you've been implicated by two people, one who you met and gave the job to, but he turned it down, and another one who helped you bury the kids, Peter kept denying. He kept denying and kept claiming that he did not send these people anything. Another interesting thing that the police found out was the place where Collins had taken them to go and recover the body was a place that Peter himself had visited 3 days prior before his wife and kids came. They were able to track the movement around his phone, where his phone had been and where he had gone, where he made calls, and they realized that 3 days before Joyce and the kids arrived, Peter was on that same location where the wife and children would eventually be buried. And this was presented in court to prove that this killing was premeditated. Collins got a plea deal because they needed him to testify against Peter. He got a plea deal and was charged with, tampering with body or burying body and concealing body. He got 5 years imprisonment, and he was now there to testify against Peter for free. Peter was still out there lying. Like, Peter is that kind of person that you could actually catch him. I feel like if they had caught him on the CCTV footage killing his wife and they show him video in 4K, he will still deny. And he kept asking that the case be taken to a military court, that since he's a military man, he should be judged in a military setting. But his plea was refused. The trial went on. He got his charges read to him. He pleaded not guilty, and for 7 years this trial had been going on up until 10th of July 2026, when he was found guilty of killing his wife and children. And on the 14th of July 2026, he was sentenced to life imprisonment. I was thinking to be death sentence. The prosecution had proven their case beyond reasonable doubt, and to be fair, it was pointed out that Peter showed no remorse throughout his entire trial. His face was stone cold, almost as though if he's given a chance to do it again, he would do it. But here is the thing, and this is a big question that everyone is asking. Why? Why did he kill his wife and children, despite proving they were his kids? Was it because of the child support? Was it because of the child maintenance? Was it because she took him to court? It's unclear why. Up until now, not many people knew his actual motive because, again, he's still denying. Some sources had, however, claimed that Peter was trying to start a new family and wanted to get rid of this one. Some sources said that he already had a family elsewhere and wanted to just get rid of this one. Others kept saying that he still believed that they were not his kids. It's unclear what his issues were, to be very honest with you. Some people just do things, and that's the thing. If they don't admit to it, you never would really get an authentic motive. But it's just unfortunate for Joyce and the children. How I wished Joyce listened to her mother, because the mother was right. This man tried killing your children without even waiting for the DNA test results to come out, which meant that this man never cared about the DNA test in the first place. The reason why he was doubting that the kids are his was because he wanted to get away from the responsibility. But when you took him to court and stamped that responsibility on him, he knew that the only way out of this is to kill them. The only way, because he's not a free man. He would keep paying this every single month. And if he's trying to start a family with another woman, it's going to cost twice as much. So I guess that is probably why he wanted to kill Joyce and the children. I feel so, for financial, so that his money can be enough for him to do other things. It's unfortunate.